All right, so I went live immediately upon finding out that Diddy had had his bail denied. And what you got in that live stream, if you watched it, was just my immediate thoughts based on basically only the fact that I found out that they had denied his bail after obviously understanding what he had been convicted of. So I've had, I don't know, 16 hours to sit and actually think a lot about this, about why I feel the way that I do and why I believe that I have like good thoughts here to share with everybody to make people understand why or how I think people should be looking at this. Okay. Now, when I'm going to do a video about something that I know a lot of my viewers will disagree with, I always feel like I need, I always feel like I need to try to connect with everybody who's watching so that it's not just the people who agree with me that are like, yes, it's like, really honestly, I'm trying to talk more to the people who feel another way about it. So that you can at least, you don't need to necessarily come out of this thing agreeing with me, but I just want you to understand where I'm coming from, because bottom line is, I've told you this. I've seen a video of this man beating up a girl. Like, dude, I don't have sympathy for him and his, what happens to him. Now, obviously, if they get, if it turned out the only thing he's ever done is like hit women and they were like, oh, we're going to give him the electric chair, I might be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, like, hang on. Now, if he did this every single day, it was a constant thing, and he was constantly hurting people, I'm like, the only thing this guy exists to do is to hurt people, sure, whatever, but that's not what I'm talking about. Mostly what I'm telling you is, like, I don't have sympathy for Diddy specifically. That is not where any of this comes from. Where this comes from is an understanding of how societies are supposed to function, and where we get into extremely, extremely dicey territory. Okay, I actually think this is that big of a deal. Okay, I think this is that big of a deal because it's the exact same mechanism that was applied very recently within the last few years, which led to an outcome in the most recent election, which has had absolutely thermonuclear impact across the globe, right? I think it's pretty fair to say that had the election gone the other way, we would be in a very different world right now. Okay. Obviously, there are a lot of people who think that'd be better, and most of us think that it would not be better, but it's neither here nor there. Okay. Because here's what's actually going on. So Diddy gets convicted of the Mann Act, which means transporting someone across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. Okay. He gets acquitted of sex trafficking. He gets acquitted of RICO, racketeering. Okay. So bottom line is, right, when he was being held absent bail, it was because he was facing life in prison. It was because he was a flight risk.